Man, welcome back to another episode of the Think Successfully Room. This is a platform where we focus on building mindsets. We build in character, bringing value to both you and your people, and aligning your body with your intelligence. I am your host, QB So effing amazing, man. And this is my guy, Blaqamore. And together we discuss on how you can get your health right, man. How you feeling, brother?
What's good, man? What's going on, brother?
Man, I can't complain, man. Trying to get used to this motherfucking weather up north, man. You
Yeah.
down south right now, so
Yeah, have fun with that cold shit, man.
man, bro. So I don't want to waste too much time. I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into it, man. So you recently sent me a clip about a white guy talking about the dangers of the healthcare system that's currently in this country and exactly the agenda that they push. And so exactly like when you watch that clip, what was your thoughts on exactly on what he was talking about in that clip in terms of the healthcare system today?
I think you actually sent it to me a while ago. I sent it back. But to answer the question,
Okay.
I mean, I be questioning my sanity because I'm like, duh, that's how I feel. But like,
Yeah.
when people hear it, they like, oh my God, could it be true? And I'm like, how could it, how could
How
it
could
not
it
be?
not? Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? I mean, it just makes all the sense in the world. Like the saying goes, a cured patient ain't a profitable patient.
So thanks.
When you have a whole population of hundreds of millions of people to control, just as far as one country,
Mm,
it's hard. It's easier to control dumb, sick, poor people than it is to control vibrant, rich, smart people.
absolutely. Yeah. So my fault for cutting you off, bro. I
No, go ahead,
wanted
go ahead, go
to
ahead.
I didn't make that clear at the beginning of the episode on exactly what that was about, right? Said a little bit, but not too much. So pretty much in our country, there is a healthcare system that they don't really care about the interests of the people in terms of giving us or wanting us to find out the cause of our illnesses, right? So everything is, based off capitalism as we see, right? So as bro just said, right, if there's a cured patient, that means there's no money coming in, there's no profit, right? So why show them how to cure their illness when we could just show them how to manage their symptoms, right?
Hmm.
So we have a patient on a medication, right? Something that's just going to manage their sickness. That means eventually when they run out of medication, they have to come back for more medication, right? So that's the whole premise of this episode is that, how many people that we know, right, 50 and older, that we know personally that has a Ziploc bag full of medication, right? When they take one medicine, right? Obviously, the medicine that we ingest or whatever is a chemical, right? And a chemical cause is there's a chemical reaction, and behind the chemical reaction, now you have a side effect, right? So now you have a side effect from the first medication, and then now you have to take a second medication for the side effect of the first one, and so on and so forth. So now the medication is compounded. Next thing you know, this individual is on 15 to 20 different medications based off what the first medication did.
Yeah,
And,
man, and
yeah,
see it all the time. Happens all the time. Uh, with men that I help with blood pressure, the most common complained about
yeah,
side effect is not feeling like a man in the bedroom anymore because of the side effects of those medication.
yeah, that'll kill it. That'll kill it.
Yeah, it kills it is crazy because when you got high blood pressure, it either ain't gonna work because of the high blood pressure or the medicine, like either or. Like y'all gotta fix that.
Yeah,
And then like with women, it's typically just like anxiety and not even it affects them there too. Like they don't even be in the mood, they don't feel nothing.
yeah,
And how alive can you feel when your sex drive is gone?
right.
Especially when you at an age where you should still be doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's
So,
there to life?
so my question is, bro, is that how many clients have you came across, or if you can give me an exact number or around about how many clients have you came across that has ran into a problem with their sex life because of the side effect of the medications that they take.
Shit, I done lost count, man. That's how I learned about it. I didn't know I didn't know that was the side of it. I was fortunate enough to never have to take the medicine, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I learned from I learned all the side effects and stuff from medicine with blood pressure. I learned through coaching others, and that is the number one complaint about amongst men. And
So so by you telling me that, you think that's another form of population control?
it can be. Oh, of course, I have the conspiracy dark side in me that was like, yeah, this was the plan all along. But then I, but then I got like this other side of me, like, hey, y'all niggas ain't that smart.
Yeah.
It could have just happened to be that way, but I do believe that like coordinations and conspiracy happens. I mean, we didn't seen it happen. Like a lot of people don't know. Like people be thinking we be wild for saying this type of shit. Like people don't know back when a light bulb first came out. The light bulbs back then used to work like great, but they told people that it didn't work that great because the technology hadn't caught up yet.
Yeah.
When in reality, those light bulbs actually work too good. Like they could last almost 3,000 hours.
Mm.
And so General Electric and Philips and some other entities got together, huddled up, and said, all right, we got the plan. We're going to start finding any manufacturer that manufactures a light bulb that lasts more than 1,000 hours. So we had light bulbs that could last almost 3,000, and then they started to find companies for making them last longer than 1,000 hours, so that we can come back and keep buying light bulbs over and over. If they were willing to do this over 100 years ago in that industry, what makes today immune to that thought process? What makes the medical industry immune to that thought process? As a matter of fact, in 2018, there's a Goldman Sachs report that showed Gilead Sciences they had the cure for hepatitis C, and one of the financial analysts was like, "I mean, yeah, working all over 90% success rate, but where the money gonna come from?" Like that's documented. Them talking about that, and they showed it was a financial disaster.
Mm. So
This is
that's so
documented.
those Yeah, so those are things that we gotta well, so can you I'm not sure exactly how deep you got it. Can you explain that a little bit further? Like as far as like the finances getting all tangled up. Even though we know why that is, why they don't want to cure that. But let's dive deeper into that. Why you think the finances is getting
Well,
all tangled.
well, you got to realize, at least since I've been alive, what has every president ran their campaign on? Like the economy and more jobs. And for them
Yeah,
to be more jobs, companies have to make more money. Because if
yeah.
companies ain't making more money, then there ain't no jobs. So but the flip side to that is, like, where's this money coming from? The money, why do we need jobs so goddamn much to pay these medical bills and all these other bills that they're scamming us on?
Right.
So
Facts.
that in a lot of their minds, they actually believe they're doing good, even
Mm.
though they are doing evil, because they see it as their ranking priority. Okay, if we make the money, then we can keep our employees' bills paid and all of this. But if we cure the people, then what we gonna do about these over here? Fuck them. I don't know them anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fucked up when you think
It is fucked up. But they think they're doing. Many of them think that they're doing good. Like they're probably listening to us, like y'all don't know what it takes to be in my position. And it's like, yo, we are the
but
people that you call yourself trying to serve. We're telling you,
yeah,
we
but
don't
at the
want to
end
be
of the
sick.
day, we are the reason for fueling a lot of the things that y'all got going on, right? But like you said, when it comes to a hierarchy, you know what I'm saying? Like we're just another number, right? You know what I'm
It's
saying?
pawns.
That's all we is. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no reason for them to care about our life. So if it's all about money at the end of the day, they 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 gonna sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that they paycheck, they money, there's cash flow coming, even if that means jeopardizing your health. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And that's why it was important to get on here and talk about that, because a lot of times we don't look at the system for what it is, right? And I'm tired of seeing it in my grandmothers, you know what I'm saying, great aunties, great uncles, you know what I'm saying, coughing and they don't know exactly what's wrong with them, but they know that if they pull out this big bag of medication, they're gonna feel better afterwards. But then what about tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? We have to start, I think, doing more research for it, because they not gonna teach this. You know what I'm saying? It's at some point we have to have the drive to seek further information about why is this happening to me? Why do I have high blood pressure? You know what I'm saying? Why is cancer happening? You know what I'm saying? Why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like that? You know what I'm saying? And completely remove yourself from the system that they have, right? Because we have been programmed to believe that, even people around me, they're programmed to believe that my sickness came from genetics.
Mm.
And I'm not gonna sit here and speak. I don't want to talk like it's a fact, but in my belief, genetics has nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I will argue that there's a very small percentage that.
Well, the thing is with genetics, I will say genetics have to do with it, but genetics aren't the way people understand genetics. People understand genetics like it's determined. This is the end all be all. This is what it has to be. Like
Yeah, yeah,
your gene says you are funny, and there was nothing you could do to not be funny because your genes say so. Nigga,
yeah.
no, that's not how the shit works.
Right,
It
right.
depends on it depends on the environment and how that's gonna affect your genetic expression.
Yeah. And
So, apparently in
epigenetics.
my genes, I
Hmm.
am predisposed to where if I'm not getting enough potassium, man, my blood pressure may rise. You may or may not, because I don't know your business, but yours might be you might be cool in that whole area where it take a whole lot of salt to rise your blood pressure than the average person. Maybe, I don't know, just as an example. And to show an even further example of how powerful environment and chemicals play a part of your genetics, there's
Hmm.
this creature called shit. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like a water creature.
Hmm.
It's like a Mexican salamander or some shit. Lives in the water.
Yeah.
Okay, and they have the potential to literally transform into a walking land animal.
Mm.
Most of them
I heard
don't.
that. Yeah.
Most of them don't, but the reason why they don't is because the water that they're in is naturally low in iodine. If you was to take one of them, put them in a tank, put one drop of iodine in there, them niggas will get up and start walking on the land. They will transform spontaneously before your fucking eyes with some iodine. That's all it took for their genetics to transform them. So what could it take for your genetics to get rid of your cancer, your genetics to get rid of the diabetes
And
that people
exactly.
want to claim that they're doomed to? There's something you could do.
So that's actually a fire analogy. I was actually gonna throw in an analogy in there as well, but that's actually fire. So what that's saying is like I was like genetically, yeah, yeah. There's a percentage, a very small percentage that genetic, because like I get tired of I even had some arguments. Some of them could have got real
I
heated
know,
arguments
yeah. I've
because
been
it's
there.
like, I it's something about an average mind that just irks me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, man, I love you, man.
This
Why is you
grinds your
thinking like
gears.
this, man? It's like, man, stop it, man. But for you to believe, oh man, my grandmother had cancer, that mean I'ma have it. It's like, nah, bro, it don't work like that. Like, what I will say is that a lot of I will say this: their lifestyle arguably probably been passed down to you. You know what I'm saying, in terms of
Mm-hmm.
the things that they eat, their level of physical activity. You know what I'm saying? All of these things arguably, yes, been passed down to you because you seen them do it, right? Epigenetics is something we have to throw in there as well, right? So
Mm-hmm.
epigenetics, for those that don't know what epigenetics is, that's just the study of your environment. You know what I'm saying? So what epigenetics argue is that your environment is what influences your genes, right? It changes the chemical of that gene, and therefore make you more vulnerable to these sicknesses, right? So this means the things that you consume, or your physical activity, even the areas you place yourself in, and you have to worry about, the poor air quality, right? All of these things has the potential to change your genes, and therefore change what I'm saying, the chemical reaction of those genes, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is things we have to look out for, right? So it's never been about my grandparents had it, so that means I'm gonna have it. No, your environment is what ultimately alters or changes your health.
Yeah, if you're seeing that certain conditions and diseases is in your family, what you should consider is just doing things differently, because your
Yeah,
genes have
right.
proven to, if when you do what they do, that's probably gonna happen to you too. So switch up some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Just switch.
So man, like, and I don't know no grandparent that I didn't had that didn't like they bacon and sausages in the morning. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And all of this. I done seen I my grandparents had some pretty unhealthy habits in terms of what they eat. A lot of them didn't really get into physical activity like that. So and I understand why certain illnesses occur. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But like bro just said, that's what made me want to embark on this health journey for real, is because of what I seen with my grandparents, mother even, you know what I'm saying, aunties, uncles, shit, older cousins. A lot of them got unhealthy lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, I ain't trying to offend y'all if y'all watching this. But, for the sake of content, though,
Oh, you got. Oh, it's about
that's
to be Christmas
man,
too.
that
You got some arguments to deal with, man.
hey man, but this is what it is though. And then when I tell them like, hey man, you need to put that down. Man, I love my chillers, nephew. Man, you gotta put that.
Nah.
Yeah, so it's like I can't. I think it's at a point to where the only people you can save is the people that come after you. You know what I'm saying? Your children, and pass on good habits to them, and then they'll pass them habits on to their children, right? Because people older, you like generations that came before you, they at a point to where they feel like they don't have to listen to a nephew or a grandson even, you know what I'm saying? But I have seen it, you know what I'm saying, as far as the lifestyle and exactly what the medications is doing to us. And even still, we lack the knowledge about exactly what epigenetics is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
for sure.
Man, bro,
And go ahead.
my fault. Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Man, do you feel, even though we just talked about that, but we ain't really dive in it for real. So you would agree that it's genetically, there's a percentage, there's a percentage, it may be low, but the main thing we have to worry about is the habits we pass down to the generations after.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's the controllable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what I notice a lot of people like to do is we like to focus on the part that we can't control.
Hmm.
And then when we introduce the idea, like, no, you can't control your environment and your habits and stuff. So yeah, it may affect your genetics a certain way, and you can't control that. You didn't choose our genetics, but you can choose how they are expressed. And it's okay to continue to learning new things. And look, I understand, because to be real, that's why I'm not talking too much shit along with you, because I feel like I'm gonna be the same way in about 20 years. Like, well, nigga, you can't tell me nothing. I've been here for 60, 70 years, young buck. I'm good. Y'all.
Yeah, that's how they be, man. They be like that. Like, man, motherfuckers, they'll tell you in your face, man, I love my bacon, man. I gotta have my bacon.
Yeah.
It ain't really nothing you could say when your elders, when they love they bacon and they shit that they've been eating all their life, it ain't shit you could do to change that, man. You could just
Yeah. Well, but
that's
I will say this though. I will say this though, because my grandparents, at least my mother's parents, they lived fairly long lives, and they wasn't like no health bucks. My grandma, she had high blood pressure. My granddaddy would drink and smoke, and they both lived to their
mm,
mid to late 80s. Um, what I have noticed, and people who tend to live longer than average lives, and or come off like they're like literally 30 years younger than they actually are, the
yeah.
things that they all have in common is they never stop moving, they eat their fruits and vegetables, and they get a decent night of sleep. Like, some
Hmm.
of them, like I told you, my granddad is smoking cigarettes, drinking, but he didn't. But he kept moving. He stayed moving. He had his own garden. He gardened to the day he died. He got his fruits and vegetables. He would make his greens. So if you must have your chitlins, if you must have your Coors Light, if you must have these things, at
Yeah.
least keep moving every day. Movement is medicine, and get you some fruits and vegetables. That's all I would ask.
The least you can do, at least to kind of balance it out a little bit. But when you
Yeah.
got a completely unhealthy life, but that remind me of my grandmother though. So my grandmother died. So I used to do music, man. I've still got all my equipment and shit, but that's a whole nother conversation. But the last video we did, my grandmother was in there, and I think at the time she was in her early 90s. And like you said, she didn't have the healthiest lifestyle in terms of the things that she ate, because them little gums used to move. Them everything them gums used to, even though she ain't had no teeth, she was man, that woman knew how to eat. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But one thing that she always did, even at in her 90s, she used to always get up and take a walk. And it
Mm-hmm.
didn't care. She really didn't care how long or how far of a walk it was. She just made sure she got up and got some steps in. And
Yeah.
I brung up my guy Johnny once before, man. And he said something that was key. And I'm always quote this, man. If you're not moving, you're dying. You know what I'm saying? So even if you don't have the healthiest lifestyle in terms of what you eat, man, you gotta keep moving on a daily basis. Even if that
Mm-hmm.
means going out to take a walk, man, you gotta stay moving.
That's the best medicine there is. That's better than any goddamn Losartan and metamorphin, whatever they try and get y'all. Ain't nothing gonna
Yeah,
beat movement. Ain't nothing gonna beat
yeah,
movement.
absolutely, man. Oh, back to that analogy. So I want to throw this analogy in there, because you brought up the salamander and how what was the chemical that pretty much transformed and allowed it to walk?
Iodine.
Um, iodine, right? So that's I want to throw this analogy in there as well, right? So it's an analogy I actually just read in a book earlier about a fish tank, right? So if we have a fish tank that has fish in it, obviously, right, and the water is dirty, the water is cloudy, right? Would you uh would you take the fish out, the ones that's close to dying, and hope for the best for the ones that's currently in there? Would you drop some type of antibiotic into the water and hope and thinking that's going to cure the fish, or would you just clean the water, clean the dirty water?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would you just clean it. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole the whole antiox
Probiotic.
damn anti I can't even think the motherfucking word. I just forgot the goddamn word, man. Hold on.
Antioxidant, antibiotic, and
Yeah, antibiotic. Damn, why
yeah.
I don't know why the hell I couldn't antibiotics. So if you drop an antibiotic into the water, right? It's the same thing as taking medication, right? The antibiotic is just there to control the symptoms of the whatever the fish is having. It's the same idea with medication, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing is that in order to stop all these problems from happening with the fish, right? You would just clean the cloudy, dirty water. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing applies to your life. Instead of thinking you could just take medication to manage something, how about just cleaning your environment that you're currently in? This
Yeah.
this can be, putting air purifiers in your house. This can be changing your diet, whatever that may be. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to suffer and deal with what's happening. Just change your environment, clean your environment. That's it. And that's all.
Yeah, and because what your doctor won't tell you in most cases, I know there's exceptions that like he was talking about managing symptoms. That's all the medicine do, which is fine. But have the mentality that that's temporary. Because
Yeah.
some of you might be listening to this and get inspired to say, "Man, fuck it, I ain't taking no medicine no more. These doctors trying to kill me." But then you won't do what's necessary, so you won't need the medicine. So,
Look, that ain't.
that's not what we're
Hey, I
telling you
want
to
to throw this in here. Yeah. We not on here. Listen, we not no motherfucking certified doctors or
do.
anything like that. Listen, don't take this shit as no advice, man. No, don't throw
So
your medication away, man.
yeah, make the adjustments first, measure to make sure it's working, and then you go. Your
Yeah,
doctor will work. Y'all didn't have people come to my class. I remember the very first. That's why I started doing it again. The very first blood pressure class I did, it was a 2-day event. Within a week later, a nigga in my class got off his blood pressure meds. He was trying. He was doing things too. That's why I appreciate him, because he wasn't just nobody just listening and then going about his day not making no changes. He did what I said, He had the lowest blood pressure reading he ever had, and the doctor was like, "All right, you finally proved to me that you can lower it on your own. You ain't got to take the medicine no more." It's very doable. You don't have
What
to
was
be on these things
what
forever.
was the method
Get your
you
life back.
what was the met what was the met
Say
my
what?
fault, bro. What was the method you gave him to lower his blood pressure?
Yeah, so most times, so when we think about blood pressure, most of us know, oh man, you gotta watch the salt. You know, too much salt gonna raise your blood pressure. That's like the common knowledge. That's like it's like the anti-sodium propaganda. And it's so bad to the point where we think salt is bad when actually salt is necessary. It's one of the 5 electrolytes. It's an essential mineral.
I mean, it's true.
And the
Yeah.
thing is, most of the population is more potassium sensitive than we are sodium sensitive, right? Which is to say, we're supposed to get roughly almost twice as much potassium as we do sodium in our diets, right? But
Mhm.
most of us don't. Salt is so abundant, it's easy to get a bunch of salt. It's not as easy to get a bunch of potassium. The standard advice is
Yeah.
lower the sodium. More people would actually, we would do better if the standard advice was increase the potassium. You want to do a little bit of both, but most of us are potassium sensitive than sodium. Only less than 30% of the country is sodium sensitive. More people will have a better effect if they actually increase their potassium and increase your magnesium. It's about usually high blood pressure is basically chronic dehydration. You're not getting all the electrolytes you need in the right amount. You fix them electrolytes and you drink enough water, then it's a simple fix. It's only hard when you just don't want to give up some of the things you don't want to give up.
So that goes back to the beginning of this episode, right? How we brought up the medication. So really, with some practice or with just getting into a better habit, they can control their high blood pressure without taking medication. Because that's exactly what they gonna prescribe them at a hospital, right? Is some type of medication to manage their high blood pressure when you just gave us a breakdown on how to manage it without medication,
Yeah, without
right?
medication.
And then
And
now,
what kills me, real quick, not to cut you off, but what kills me,
oh, you
because
good.
there's this we can't say the word cure for a lot of things. Like
Yeah,
I can't legally say I can cure your blood pressure or I cure my blood pressure. But if I used to have
yeah.
high blood pressure and then I did something, I eat a certain way, and eating that certain way makes my blood pressure okay. And
Mm,
the high blood pressure never comes back because I continue to eat the good way. Is that
mm.
not a fucking cure or am I tripping?
That's a cure. I mean, you got rid of it because all they was finna do, like we said, all they was finna do was give them a medicine to manage their high blood pressure, right? Not cure it or just get rid of it. Or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they was gonna give them something to manage it, and then with like I said, with every medication, there's a side effect. So
Yep,
now
we
you
create
gotta,
new
and
problems.
then
Yep.
that starts the compound. That starts the compounding effect right there. Now next day you got 100 bottles of pill that you taking. When really instead of taking that route anyway, how about we try to take initiative ourselves? How about we try to take action ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Especially in the times we stay in. I mean, shit, we got so many people on the internet that knows what they're doing. They have the testimonials to prove it. It's so many different people or individuals on the internet now that can give you more guidance than what a hospital ever can give you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just we don't know how to take we don't know how to take action no more. You know what I'm saying? But I would encourage anybody, like, man, if you feeling some type of way or something just don't feel right, man, do research on how to or at least get an understanding on what could happen, or an understanding on what's happening, and maybe actions you can take to make it better or improve.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. No, that's fire, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is just, I mean, that pretty much proves everything that we just said. You know what I'm saying? It's all about, it starts with you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's no need, but every time we feel some type of way, we just, oh man, I gotta go to the hospital. Man, you just racked up a $2,000 bill for them
Yeah.
for a simple visit. Yeah, they just charge you 2,000. Now they finna charge you on top of that for the medication that I know
Mm-hmm.
finna fuck you up even more. And again, listen, we not no certified doctors or anything like that, but
We just two
we
random
read.
Negroes on the internet talking shit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all
We
we are.
man, we talking. our beliefs, our opinions, man. But a lot of things too. That's what the books is for, right? So the things that we learn,
I got some receipts
especially
though.
with bro, we have, yeah, he got receipts. He have had, you know what I'm saying? He got results from his methods. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference, right? So we got guys on the internet that try to teach shit that haven't actually done it or seen results from it, but they hop their ass on the internet and teach it. But then we have guys that hop on the internet and share information that they have actually seen results from. And to me, that makes you more of a as good of an expert as somebody with a certificate or a degree of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, bro, appreciate you for that, brother.
Yeah, likewise,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, that was dope, man. Is there anything that you want to add on this particular topic, healthcare system?
My closing remark is this: health. I forget. I need to figure out the name of the institution, but they defined health and disease as such. They designed health is behaviors that lead to ease of function, which basically makes it easy for you to function. And disease is defined as prolonged behavior. It's disease is defined as prolonged behavior that prevents ease of function. And when we think of it like that, then we realize the shit that we're calling high blood pressure and diabetes and shit, that's not the disease. That's the symptom of the disease. And then what you're calling the symptom is a symptom of those symptoms. The real disease is what caused you to do the behavior that led for diabetes or blood pressure or whatever to manifest in the first place.
Facts, fire. No, that's fire, bro. Man, I guess my closing remarks would be this, y'all, is that just going back to what I said to begin at the beginning of the episode, is that the healthcare system was not designed to look out for your best interests. It's all about profit. We as people is just another number to them. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason for them to care about teaching us how to cure ourselves, right? Because they make their profit off of managing our sicknesses. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, we gotta do better as far as being more being more driven, man. We have to be more aggressive with just taking initiative on how we can improve our health ourselves and not relying on the healthcare system, man, because it's rigged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, appreciate you, Black brother. That
Well,
was
I
fire, man.
appreciate you,
So
man.
as always,
Yeah.
absolutely, man. I need to get down there to that weather, man, because it's cold in the motherfucker
Yeah.
here, man.
See the sun coming through the window?
Man, as always, y'all, make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel, so you get notified on future content. You know, follow my guy, follow me as well, and just stay up to date. And, you know, continue to support. As long as y'all support, we gonna continue to keep dumping out this content and try to make it as informative and as personal as possible. And
Mm-hmm.
man, without that being said, y'all, life is good. Life is wonderful. Be blessed to be alive. Self-sufficiency is how you survive. To the kings and queens, to the guys and goddess, forever and always. Stay successful. Sex.